We have a little over 90 days left in this year, and here is the truth. If you don't declutter now, you are going to drag the same mess, stress, piles, routines into the new year. Thankfully, there's good news. Fall is the best time to reset. And so today I am giving you the ultimate checklist of what to declutter before the year wraps up. Not just your house, but your routines, your time, your mind. Yes, we are walking into the new year with our whole lives decluttered. Let's go. Welcome back to my channel, my friends, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Christy, and I make content centered around realizing that no matter where we are in life, no matter our age, we are just on time to live the life of our dreams. And girl, you already know that dream life does not include drowning in clutter. So let's talk about what to release this fall so that we can enter the new year light, clear, and ready for what's next. Physical clutter. When I do these, I love starting out with physical clutter because it's the most obvious. When you open your pantry or garage and it is overstuffed with things that are expired or redundant or that you don't use, that you don't even know what they are, it hits your brain with these silent stress signals. In my last video, I talked about how to create a sustainable fall 90-day lock-in. And in that, I mentioned how stress is one of the fastest ways to derail our progress. If you want to end this year lighter and in 2025, feeling like your best self, this is a great place to start because what you see around you affects your mood, your energy, and even your confidence. So, what are some places that we are going to tackle for our decluttering this fall? One, let's do a fall wardrobe reset. Take out the summer clothes that you did not wear once. If you didn't touch them this year, the likelihood is very high that you're not going to touch them next year. Do the same thing with someday clothes. They weigh you down and remind you of who you used to be, not who you're becoming. Expired products. Go through your pantry, bathroom, and medicine cabinet. I need you to toss the expired lotions and makeup products and canned goods and spices and medicines and all of that stuff. They are not serving you. They are literally trash. It is okay to throw them away. Garage, storage, and or car clutter. Out of sight spaces often end up being these big junk drawers full of just stuff. Someday projects, donation piles, half broken things that you meant to fix. And as we know, later rarely comes. Heading into the new year, you don't want your places stuffed with old baggage when they could be cleared for peace and functionality and maybe some fresh opportunities. Paper piles and mail. Bills, flyers, kids' school pictures, all of this stuff has a way of stacking up really fast because it rarely has a clear home. By fall, a lot of people have months worth of paper piles that have stacked up and are waiting for you to do something with them. Go through a few pieces each day, shred or toss what it is that you don't need, file the things that you absolutely must keep, and then recycle the rest. Seasonal decor. Now, if you've been holding on to seasonal decorations that you don't use and that you don't love, it is time to let them go and maybe bless somebody else with them. It's easy to get really attached to things, especially things that we have had for years, but you have to recognize if it is still serving a purpose in your life or if it's just time to let it go. Next up, routine and time clutter. When your time feels cluttered, your whole life feels cluttered. You can declutter your closet, but if your schedule is jam-packed with things that drain you, you're gonna stay exhausted. Also, if you have no clue where your time is going or the things that are eating up massive chunks of time, you're always going to feel behind. You're always going to feel like there are never enough hours in the day to do the things that you want to get done. Time clutter can show up in a few different ways. Saying yes when you want to say no and you actually can say no, overcommitting yourself, letting little distractions eat up big chunks of your day. If you don't decide where your time goes, clutter is going to decide it for you. It does not mean that you have to have this rigid schedule where you are doing something every single moment of the day, but it does mean that you do need to have a clear idea of where your time is going, how you're spending it, how you are making time for the things that you need to do, as well as the things that you want to do. So declutter your overcommitted schedules. I need you to give yourself permission to say no to one thing, whether it's an extra volunteer role or a work happy hour or a meeting that you don't need to attend, but it is just on your calendar and it's something that you do on a routine basis. Let that go. Clear the commitments that aren't aligned to the life that you're building, at least one of them. Here's the thing. There are things that we do or opportunities that are presented that are good, but they don't add any actual value to your life. They mostly end up serving as distractions from where you need to be locked in. Every yes that you give to something that doesn't serve you or where you're headed is an automatic no to your peace, to your priorities, and to your progress. Also in this, declutter unfinished tasks. We all have those lists of things that need to get done. Maybe it is that item in your car that you know needs to be returned, or a bill that you've been meaning to pay, a repair that you keep putting off, a doctor's appointment that you need to schedule. Close those loops because every single day they leak energy. Simplify your routines. You do not need a 10-step morning ritual unless it is just something that gives you peace. But if you are just doing it because you think that is what you're supposed to be doing, girl, let that go. You're going to get the most bang for your buck and actually see progress by streamlining, not by overstuffing your day and your calendar. Routines and commitments and things that you do, ways that you are spending your time, they're either going to support your growth or they're going to suffocate it. Getting clear on them and then simplifying them this season will make time for you to have rest and progress. Digital distractions, constant dings and scrolling sessions clutter up your brain, and they steal hours that you had no intention of giving away. So often we think that we don't have enough time or we're running out of time, but it's because we are just freely giving it away to these pointless things. This is coming from a girly who is a big fan of social media and playing on my devices, but I have had to put limits and boundaries around that so I have time to accomplish the things that I actually want to do. That wasted time adds to stress because your real tasks actually pile up. Make it easy for yourself. Turn off non-essential notifications. Set up zones in your home where you don't use the phone. Maybe that's the dinner table. Or set up times where you can't use the phone. Maybe that's the first 30 minutes of the day or during work blocks. I get it. The phone is very addictive. Our devices and the things that we want to do are very addictive. But you have got to learn to set boundaries around things that are wasting your time and stopping you from becoming the woman that you want to be. Next up, we're tackling the digital clutter. Digital clutter is sneaky. You don't trip over it, but it definitely piles up every single time you open your laptop or your phone. And then instead of being this tool that's supposed to be light and supposed to be productive, your text starts to feel heavy. It is full of unread emails and endless files, things that are taking up your space, notifications that you end up needing to deal with. I want you to think of it as static noise in the background of your life. Dealing with it now helps to give you room to enter the new year with a fresh start. So here are some things we're decluttering. Do an inbox purge. My emails get so full. I get so many of them. And I find that one of the easiest ways to deal with it is to just set a timer and clear out as many as I can during that amount of time. It turns it into a little bit of a game, and it's not something that takes up a lot of time. I can set that timer for about 3 minutes and call it a day. Also, unsubscribe from things that you never read. Give your future self less noise to deal with. In this digital space, you're also going to do a calendar reset. I need you to let me know in the comments so that I know it's not just me, but does anybody else have multiple calendars and guilty of just kind of ignoring the alerts on some of those? Yeah. We're done with that. I need you and I need me to cancel or delete any recurring events that you never attend. Stop letting digital commitments steal energy that could be put towards something else. That way, when an alert goes off for an event, it actually means something to you and not something to just ignore. Next, do a phone cleanup. Delete the apps that you have not opened in months. I recently did this and it felt so good to just free up some space on my phone. Clear out old screenshots that you don't remember taking, duplicates of pictures that you just have that are just taking up storage and space on your phone. Emotional clutter. Emotional clutter is probably the heaviest of all kinds. You can't fully step into this next year or really any new season of your life where you feel like you're ready to move successfully if you are holding on to baggage from the past. Every emotional drain is like a weight that's tied to your ankle and it's slowing your growth. In this category, I want you to think about how you need to declutter your relationships. The people that you surround yourself with on a regular basis will either fuel you or drain you. Emotional clutter often hides in relationships where we feel like we are constantly pouring out, constantly putting and investing into others who are not also pouring into us. Maybe your peace is constantly being traded for somebody else's comfort. Carrying these dynamics into the new year is going to keep you feeling small, resentful, and also exhausted. Now, It also might be that you're the problem. Maybe you're looking for other people to be something that they're not, never were, never will be. Or you're bringing up drama from past experiences and it causes friction in the relationship. So just do a real inventory check to see where you're being drained and why. Is it some relationship external to you? Is it you? Self blame. Stop punishing yourself about past mistakes. Shame is one of the heaviest forms of emotional clutter. It shows up in your stuff, in how you interact with others, and also how you treat yourself. That self blame, it holds you hostage to an old version of yourself instead of freeing you up to grow. One of the things I really love about the Bible is just the practicality of it. There's a verse in Romans chapter 8, verse 1 that says, "Therefore, there is no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus." If you have moved on and you're letting Him continue to renew you, letting Him change you into this leveled up new person, then the shame of your past mistakes does not get to stick to you anymore. God isn't asking you to hold on to past reminders of where you failed. He is calling you to release them so that you can walk in freedom. If He doesn't condemn you, you need to learn to stop condemning yourself. Learn to forgive yourself and move forward. Guilt-driven keepsakes. Objects can be wonderful reminders of memories, but it becomes a problem when you keep too much and you idolize that object as being the representation of that memory. Love doesn't live in objects, but when you hold on out of guilt, you bury yourself under the weight of sentiment. When it gets to the point where it becomes clutter, you have to recognize that that clutter does not honor the memory or the person. All it does is overwhelm you. So keep the memory and not the pile. Pick a few items that represent the people or the moments, not all of them. Mindset clutter, scarcity thinking, perfectionism, just in case hoarding. These are not just bad habits. They are mindsets that keep you small. They keep you feeling safe and they keep you stuck. You can declutter your stuff until you are the poster child for minimalism. But if you don't deal with the clutter in your mind, you're never going to be free. If you want 2026 to feel abundant, peaceful, and aligned, you cannot drag a broke mindset into it. Scarcity shrinks you and it tells you to settle, to hold back, to hoard. So what do you do instead? Adopt a privileged mindset. Girl, you know I can let you out of here without a little moment of privilege. Adopting a privileged mindset will expand you. It's a mindset that says, I belong, I have enough, I am enough. More is always available to me. So what mindsets are we decluttering? First, scarcity thinking. I might need it someday is fear disguised as wisdom. It is the voice that convinces you to keep clutter, to say no to opportunities, and to make yourself smaller. Let it go. Trust that you will have what you need when you need it. This is not about being careless or wasteful, but at some point, in order to move away from scarcity, you have to trust that you will have what you need when you need it. That's what a privileged mindset does. It doesn't hoard, it trusts provision. Perfectionism. Stop waiting for the perfect system or the flawless plan before you act. Privileged women don't wait for perfect conditions. They move anyway. They trust themselves to figure it out along the way. Start messy. Start now. Seeing yourself make progress because you decided to act and stop living in fear is the real win that allows you to start the new year on the right foot. So there you have it. This is the ultimate checklist of all of the things we're decluttering this fall. I would love to know, let me know in the comments, what is one thing that you're going to declutter this week to set yourself up to end the year strong. Also, if you want to go deeper with some decluttering, check out my 30-day decluttering program, which is linked in the description below. It's something I created to guide you through how to start tackling clutter in every part of your life over a 30-day period. There's also my Declutter Your Life Challenge, which will be happening in October. So I will leave the link to the waitlist down below as well. Remember, you do not need a new year to change your life. You just need to decide that this season is your reset. And girl, you're right on time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to share it with someone else who needs it. Also, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? I'm gonna need you to jump on that. All right, my friends, I love you so much, and I will see you in my next. Bye for now.